A very good morning to my lecturer and to my fellow friends. My name is Kovalan Analaki Sargaran. My entry number is 9702190758570001. Learning Center is Pulampina Learning Center. Today I like to present about my assignment course Maintenance Management, semester January 2022. Let's go. Explanation of maintenance insourcing and outsourcing. I want to talk about the insourcing and outsourcing. Let's go. Maintenance insourcing is utilizing the existing non-maintenance personnel in a business environment to identify, prevent, and avoid potential failure of equipment. Therefore, there must be the compelling reason and motivation to encourage them to participate in in-sourcing maintenance. Indeed, in-sourcing maintenance can be powerful resources that could bring significant reduction in maintenance costs and increasing revenue as a result of improved availability and reliability of equipment. As we I like to give a more detail about the in-sourcing, right? Most probably when we use the in-sourcing is when the machine when going to be failure, all right? Then we are going to use the in-sourcing method, okay? In-sourcing assign a project to person or department within the company instead of hiring an outside person or company. It utilizes developed resources within the organization to perform tasks or to achieve a goal. For example, an organization might in-source technical support for a new product because the company already existing technical support for another product within the organization. Insourcing is the process of using our organization employees to accomplish a task instead of third party. Like a freelancer, insourcing can sometimes require hiring new talent to complete the task and creating an entirely new department. Insourcing is the process of using your organization employees to accomplish a task instead of a third party. Like a freelancer, insourcing can sometimes require hiring new talent to complete a task or creating an entire new department. Alright guys, when we talk about the insourcing maybe can be used for the company that hiring someone who got the talent to fix a problem or mission failure or something like that. Okay, insourcing is something sometimes can be we have to spend more money to hire a talented person. Insourcing brings a variety of benefit to companies like having more control over the decisions that go into tasks and projects because everything is kept in-house. Existing employees are experienced with brand messaging and brand experience, so you don't have to spend extra resources getting others up to speed. Communication is not tricky as you don't need to reach out the third parties. You don't need to share critical business information with external sources. However, insourcing can also become costly if it is required hire new talent, creating new departments to be responsible for specific tasks and projects. Employees can also become burnt out if they are assigned a heavy workload to accomplish projects. So some businesses elect to use outsourcing. Moreover, greater agility and flexibility. Business expansion and reduction cycles are becoming progressively more rapid. Opportunities for overall cost reduction, quality assurance, collaboration and knowledge sharing, control of critical function and skill assets. Disadvantage to insourcing. Time intensive and costly, while insourcing can be cost effective when you often to play your cards just right. Lack of flexibility. Often, when you handle fulfillment needs in-house, there is a lack of flexibility. You don't have to diversify your products and scale your business. Actually, insourcing method, my company is using the insourcing method because must hire a person, all right, must hire a person, must talk with them, all right. Be a talented person, must he know that how to solve a potential problem that makes in the machine. That's why we are hiring a man, all right, a person who are talented, they are capable to work in any company. For example, my part-time job as a marketing sales officer. Okay, we are searching for insourcing talented people that using this kind of methods to handle a marketing selling products. That's the thing we are using the insourcing method. Let's go for next slide. Advantages and disadvantages of outsourcing. Advantages of outsourcing are lower cost due to economies of scale and lower labor rates, increased efficiency, variable capacity, increased focus on strategy, access to skills and resources, increased flexibility to meet changing business and commercial conditions, accelerate time to market, lower ongoing investment in internal infrastructure, access to innovation, intellectual property, and thought leadership, possible cash influx resulting from transfer of assets to the new provider. Some of the risks of outsourcing includes, for the next step, we can I talk about the disadvantages. All right, disadvantages are slower turnaround time, lack of business and domain knowledge, language and cultural barriers, time zone differences, lack of control. Alright, I want to talk about the outsourcing IT functions because my company using the IT functions for the outsourcing. Okay, traditionally, outsourcing IT function have fallen into one of the two categories. First one, infrastructure of outsourcing and application outsourcing. Infrastructure outsourcing can include services desk capabilities, data center outsourcing, network services, managed security operations, and overall infrastructure management. Application outsourcing may include new application development, legacy system maintenance, testing, and QA services, and packaged software implementation and management. These are the things that my company, all right, my company is Lotus IT logistics, okay, marketing, that I work for part time. All right, I working a full time in the Fuji company. As a part time, I working in a marketing company Lotus. So part time job. All right, the marketing, they are using the outsourcing method for cost cut and more. I will present with you what are the disadvantages and disadvantages that I show you. These are the IT function is the main thing that we have to have in our marketing. That's the most important role. Okay, next slide. Outsourcing. Talking about the outsourcing is the best thing. Okay, I'll go for moreover. Outsourcing is a process of hiring another entity to perform certain function or services on the company behalf instead of undertaking them in-house. On the contrary, insourcing refers to the delegation of the project to an individual or department within the organizations. Instead of an external supplier, with a company hires an external third party like a public relations firm to complete a task, project, take over the continuing function for the company. Alright, next slide. For common use case for outsourcing is a payroll needs. For example, If a business is smaller, doesn't have to resources that create a payroll department or nobody on staff and trained in the payroll needs, they may outsource the task to an experienced payroll firm. Alright guys, talking about the insourcing and outsourcing, alright, my full-time job in the Fuji company, they're using the insourcing method and outsourcing method. First, insourcing method. Wherever the mission is down, alright, mission is down, the product is the artists they are making, alright. How to sell the artist to the customer? We must have a uh, marketing seller to do the things. So we must hire a talented person to sell the product to the customer. So my Fuji company using the insourcing method. Number one. Number two, outsourcing method. Outsourcing method is to cut the cost have to cut, and time can be reduced, alright, and other things. The outsourcing method is doing the great job in every company. We must use the outsourcing method because I already present to you the advantages the outsourcing, right? More details is increase efficiency and variable capacity and accelerated time to market. Yes, guys, these are the things that my Fuji company using the outsourcing method. Okay. Um, Moreover, my artist is more top 10 selling product in the market because we already hire a talented person. Now I want to present the business may choose to use outsourcing over insourcing for a variety of reasons, like eliminating the cost associated with hiring new employees, reducing workload for internal teams to avoid burnout, allowing employees to focus on core business functions while external parties cover less critical operations. New needs that arise due to scaling. A business may choose to use insourcing over outsourcing as the latter often requires handling over internal systems and processes to a third party, which can pose a significant risk when dealing with sensitive information, and communication can sometimes be challenging to navigate. Maintenance strategies used in my company. My company is Lotus Team Marketing. Okay, I'm doing a part-time job over here, okay, selling the products. A business is scaling to different territories, but is currently marketing team are familiar with the language in the new area. Sometimes we have to know that my business area is a marketing place. Okay, so we have to know that insourcing method going to be using in this field. All right, it hires a new team in the territory that familiar with the language and will be responsible for creating marketing strategy that speaks to needs for the audience, new audience. Okay, an organization wants to expand its line of product, so it works with the internal products team to brainstorm new ideas, bring them to fruition instead of outsourcing the work and external unit. This ensures that teams working on new products have expertise on current business practices, and confidential system doesn't need to be shared with the outside sources. After scaling, my company CEO can no longer be responsible for payroll. It more significant task than before. So instead of hiring external payroll firm, the business hires new talented experience in payroll duties and creates an in-house payroll department. Guys, what I'm trying to say is we are the my company is a top 10 marketing place. Okay, we planning to sell a product, all right, if I am going to sell a product to the customers, so I have to be very brilliant, and I need to be a trained person that to sell that product to the customer. That's the thing, that we have to know new ideas, okay, how to expand each line of the products that I mentioned earlier. Okay, let's go for next slide. Conclusion. Insourcing approach when the business requires is only for the short term, as well as there is no need for building a talented and capable team for it. Insourcing and outsourcing both are feasible methods of acquiring required expertise and labor for completing business operation without recruiting new permanent staff. Both options are excellent parts of successful business models, and the decision on which process to adopt highly depends on the nature activity. On task, the question, the company adopt the one that most suits its strategy. A task that insourced by one firm may be outsourced by another similar firm in the same industry. Companies that deal with the confidential information like law firm rely on insourcing. Moreover, core function of any firm is already preferring insource. Against outsourcing is a great alternative when the business need to be reduced cost but require expertise in the work. Moreover, help employees focus on core functions. What I discussed about this, my suggestion, okay, I choose outsourcing method to a company. All right. Besides above factors, the size and resources of the entity also matters. The large and well-established organization may have their in-house sections, branches, or division with highly efficient staff to perform certain activities which are generally outsourced by small and medium-sized companies with limited resources. Thank you so much to my lovely lecturer and to my friends who listened my presentation about this topic. I like to thank so much to give an opportunity to give a speech like this to present to you all. Then I make sure I given a right answer and good information to you. And basically, outsourcing method is the best method that I learned from this topic. Okay, my opinion. Okay, because our outsourcing method is best method that my company also using that. All right. Thank you so much all, and be safe and be healthy. Thank you.
Jobs in manufacturing are expected to see a slight decline over the next 10 years due to automation and industry changes, but demand for workers will still be high as existing workers retire out of the labor force. In addition, high growth is expected in specialized manufacturing positions such as CNC machine tool programmers, industrial engineers, dental laboratory technicians, and medical appliance technicians. Unlike in many industries, new hires in manufacturing are commonly expected to learn the work on the job. Therefore, many occupations have minimal education requirements, typically a high school diploma or less, and new hires can also earn a technical certificate on the job. Examples of these types of careers include welders, packing and filling machine operators, painting workers, lathe and turning machine tool setters, slaughterers and meat packers, and food cooking machine operators. An associate's degree or certificate can open the door to a manufacturing career in a variety of fields, including CNC machine tool operators, machinists, dental laboratory technicians, boiler operators, or medical appliance technicians. Apprenticeships are common in the manufacturing industry and offer wages while learning a skilled trade. Some of the occupations that may be entered through apprenticeship include CNC programmers, precision machinists, industrial maintenance repairers, mold makers, and tool and die makers. Manufacturing careers that require a 4-year degree offer more management and design tasks. These include industrial production managers and industrial engineers. Is a career in the manufacturing industry for you? Keep these points in mind. Round-the-clock shifts are common, and first-shift positions are usually harder to find than night shifts or weekends. In addition, some employers may require mandatory overtime to meet production demand. Working conditions may include loud noise, heat or cold, and standing for long periods of time. Candidates who enjoy tinkering with hand or machine tools and are curious about mechanical systems have an advantage and are especially sought after in this industry. Because of worker shortages, manufacturers may have to compete for workers by offering increased wages, benefits, and flexibility in scheduling.